the cloud of unknowing up into the cloud on a cloudy days. Chapter 41. If you ask me now what moderation you must exercise in this work of contemplation, I answer you by saying, none at all. In all your other actions, you must exercise moderation, as in eating and drinking, in sleeping, in protecting your body against extreme cold or heat, in how long you pray or read, or in conversing with your fellow Christians. In all these, you must exercise moderation, so that you are neither too much or too little. But in this work of contemplation, you must not keep within limits, for I want you never to cease from this work while you are alive. I do not say that you will always be able to continue in it with equal freshness, for that cannot be. Sometimes sickness and other unpredictable states of body and soul, with many other natural necessities, will hinder you greatly and often make you descend from the height of contemplation. But I say that you must always be engaged in it, either in earnest or in game. That is to say, either in reality or in intention, and so, for the love of God, guard against sickness as much as you reasonably can, so that as far as you may, you are not the cause of your own weakness. For I tell you truly that this work demands the greatest tranquility and a state of health and purity in body as much as in soul. And so, for the love of God, regulate your conduct with moderation in body and in soul, and keep yourself as healthy as possible. And if sickness comes that you cannot control, have patience and humbly await God's mercy, and then all will be well again enough. For I tell you, truly, that patience in sickness and in various other tribulations often pleases God far more than any delightful devotion that you may experience in good health. Chapter 42. But perhaps you ask me how you are to regulate yourself with moderation in food, in sleep, and in everything else. And to this I am inclined to answer you very briefly. Quote, take what comes. Always do the work of contemplation without cease and without moderation, and you will easily know how to begin and end all your other activities with excellent moderation. I cannot believe that a soul that continues in this work night and day without moderation would be able to go wrong in any of these outward activities. And otherwise, it seems to me that it would always go wrong. And so, if I could achieve a vigilant and eager concern for this inward spiritual work in my soul, I would then be heedless about eating and drinking, sleeping and speaking, and all other outward activities. For truly, I think that by such heedlessness I would more easily arrive at moderation than by any eager concern for these things, as if by that concern to establish a limit and measure for them. Truly, I would never achieve it in this way, whatever I might do or say. Let people say what they will, and let experience bear witness. So lift up your hearts with a blind stirring of love, and focus now on sin and now on God. You want to have God. You want to lack sin. God wants you, and sin you can be sure of. Now, may good God help you, for now you have need. Chapter 43. So, see that nothing is at work in your mind, in your will but God alone, and try to overthrow all knowledge and feeling of anything below God, and trample it down, all down, deep beneath the cloud of forgetting. And you must understand that in this work of contemplation, you are not only to forget all other created beings, but than yourself and their actions, or yours, but you are also to forget both yourself and your actions for God's sake, as well as all other beings and their actions. For it is the nature of a perfect lover not only to love more than himself, the thing he loves, but also in a sense to hate himself for the sake of the thing he loves. But this is how you must conduct yourself. You must loathe and find wearisome everything that is at work in your mind, and your will except God alone. For certainly otherwise, whatever it may be, it is between you and your God. And no wonder if you loathe and detest thinking about yourself, when you must always feel sin as a full stinking lump. You do not know what, between you and your God, a lump, which is nothing but yourself, or it must seem to you united and coagulated with the substance of your being. Yes, as if there were no distinction between them. So break down all knowledge and feeling of every kind of created being, but most forcibly of yourself. For knowledge and feeling of all other created beings depends on knowledge and feeling of yourself. Since in comparison with yourself, all other created beings are easily forgotten. If you are eager to set about testing this, you will find, when you have forgotten all other created beings and all that they do, yes, and also all that you yourself do, that there will still remain between you and your God a naked knowledge and feeling of your own existence. And that knowledge and feeling always need to be destroyed before it comes about that you can truly experience perfect contemplation. We are reading from the Cloud of Unknowing from we read chapter 43 and 42 and 41 from a very current old book in the 14th century, which is the Cloud of Unknowing, and the author is unknown. So figure that out. But we know it's Penquin Classics.